Thank you. We have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phuket. Open. Moto Guzzi. Sidwadika, Sidwadika. Sidwadika, Sidwadika. Oh, nice. Oh, wow, look at this. It's a party bus, everybody. Yeah, ready to party. Hi. Sidwadika. So we're in a place called Baba Resort. These guys look like they're having lots of fun. This is nice. Wow, this is huge. Is this me here? This is so awesome. Wow. This is insane. Good job, Moto Guzzi. Whoa, nice. So if that's the room, what is this? What? It's another room? Hi.
Welcome to Baba Beach Club. My name is Fruit. I'm villa assistant or valet. I take care of your villa and service everything. The lighting, we have a 3 mode. Welcome, chill, and sexy mode. Yeah.
Sexy?
Yeah, I show you.
Sexy mode. Okay, it's just dimming. That's just what it is.
Or mini bar.
Okay.
It's complimentary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Everything.
We refill every day.
Oh, what's this?
It's a gift.
Moto Guzzi stuff here.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Once in a while, at least once in a generation, we will experience a brand throw a curveball in the scheme of things, a wrench so to speak, in this machinery we call the motorcycle industry. Sometimes we will see within a movement or trend someone doing things off-center, making noise by approaching a challenge in an alternative fashion without veering away from its own truth and persona. Such is the assertion of Moto Guzzi when they announced the release of the V85TT in EICMA a few months back. When I first saw the bike, I honestly didn't know how to react. It was borderline genius / are you sure you're getting into the adventure segment this way? Let's talk about the looks first. In the adventure arena, clearly this looks like no bike out there, not even close to anything current on the market. So in that aspect, amongst all the adventure bikes with sharp angles and huge tank fairings on a stance that looks like they can take on the terrain in Mars, the V85TT will clearly stand out and be remembered design-wise. The choice of yellow, red, and white initially reminded me of the PE uniform of San Agustin students, which morphed into the realization that this color scheme is more at par with the whole idea of going out there differently as I pondered on this bike some more. The dual headlight is a firm statement that this is a Moto Guzzi bike, reminding you of their classic lineage. Old school cues are all over, and as I get more quality time with this bike, the more I stare at it as I sip my Thai milk tea, the more I get settled in and appreciate what Moto Guzzi is trying to do.
So kill switch here, don't press this while you're riding.
What is this?
Kill switch.
The kill switch.
So,
Okay.
This off, on.
Okay, engage. Okay, got it.
So thumb the starter. You want to do the honors or?
Yeah, let's start it. Okay, starts.
Below the kill switch.
This one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Alright, now what?
There are a couple of things you can do. You realize now the mode for the riding mode is actually your ABS light,
Yeah.
traction control.
Okay.
So these 2 lights should turn off the moment you start rolling.
Got it.
It's a pretty simple motorcycle, cruise control if you need it. Hit this while you're on the road, it will maintain your speed. To go up, it goes up by 3 kilometers per hour.
Oh, okay.
Likewise down by 3 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
To turn it off, all important, you either press the clutch, you shift the gear, or you touch the brake, or you twist the throttle this way. So either of the brakes.
Yeah. If I accelerate, will that disengage the cruise control?
No.
It will go back to its...
So you can accelerate, overtake the car, and you'll return to the preset speed that
Ah, got it. Thank you, sir.
you set. Okay, thank you.
Pretty easy to understand.
We rode around Phuket for 2 days at a little over 200 kilometers. I got comfortable with the bike in about 5 minutes. Very easy to get along with. Visually, I thought the seat was situated on the low side. I was looking to be nestled in low, and with my height at 6 feet, I was expecting bent knees while my feet were planted on the ground. It was an illusion as I felt, what's the word? Kinda up there. Tall bikes were never really a problem for me to begin with due to my fine, long, sexy, hairy legs. This for me was smack in the middle at 830 mm. Not too tall and not too low. Also, plus points for the V85TT is the seat. This is a damn good seat. My ass loved it. No scrunchy, itchy feeling, no blood flow issues to my legs, nor any numbness as well. Again, I guess apart from it being a really comfortable seat, this also has a lot to do with my body geometry. My hamstrings weren't pressed down at the side as much as perhaps those with shorter legs. I'd compare this seat with the ones on the BMW GS, and those guys, they produce some of the best out there. I got to try them in South Africa with my ass still smiling after 3,000 kilometers in 12 days. Yes, for the adventure segment, the seat, that is crucial for me. And the V85TT got this right. It has a seat to your ass like Romeo is to Juliet. Unconditional love for your butt.
ABS disabled, you can get a nice skid. Yeah? Alright, we got some off-road action here, ladies and gentlemen.
We rode primarily on the street, and we had some off-road action as well. While we had just a smidget of dirt, I can already tell you that the V85TT is quite competent in this aspect, at least for light off-road. Its KYB suspension brags about 6.7 inches of travel for both front and rear.
Easy breezy, everybody. Oh, we give him a 10. Woo, good job. Last but not least, he chooses to sit down, taking it easy. And he made it. Yeah. Good job. You guys from Thailand, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, my ex-girlfriend was from Thailand.
Oh, ex-girlfriend?
Ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Her name is Nong Nat.
Nong Net. You too.
You too. Okay, so the hot spring, they gave us a bunch of eggs. See that? We're gonna put it in the hot spring. It's like lunchtime. First and foremost, let's see how hot this is. Oh, fuck. Init. Yeah, okay na yan. Number 8, that's me. So what are my initial impressions so far? Engine and power wise, it's linear. It's not gonna give you any surprises. It's not gonna go make you say like, putay na. You know what to expect.
With my time on it, it was pretty balanced and it wasn't given a seesaw effect or dipping when you're hitting the front brakes, which comes out in other adventure bikes. This despite the V85TT having settings on the softer side of the spectrum.
So we're gonna talk about the bike. Let's start off with what we have with the Tft Display. I'm gonna turn it on. Boom. That looks nice. Technology-wise, you would find this in one of the Aprilia models, of course. The only difference is this is smaller as compared to the one in the Aprilia. Tim, the Aprilia version is the RSV4 that has this, right?
Exactly, 5.3 inches.
And this is
4.5.
So this is smaller. RSV4 is bigger. Technology-wise, it's pretty much what it is. So it's not that difficult to operate. It's pretty much a set menu. There are only 3 modes. It is off-road. In off-road, the rear ABS is disabled, so with the rear traction control. So the start button, I press this twice, and I can shift the mode. That should be Strada. Now with Strada, everything is enabled. You got your front and rear ABS, it's all there, traction control, all the safety measures. All 3 modes will give you the same output for everything. It's just how the power is delivered. So Strada is going to be the most sensitive, like if you're going to blip it, it's going to be really sensitive. Gia rain mode, there's going to be a slight delay, and with off-road, as you can see, your ABS is disabled. It's like a little warning.
Now you're asking, is it all like a set menu type of style? Can't I just disable both ABS front and rear? You can, and it doesn't matter what mode you're in, you can disable it through the menu. But as soon as you turn things off and you turn things on again, it's gonna go back to full protection mode, full ABS. I really appreciate the handlebar. It is aluminum. The gas tank, it's also aluminum. Bits and pieces of the detail, pretty good quality. What can you expect with Italian design? The engine is actually derived from the V9, but this has been upgraded, and so far this iteration of this engine is exclusive for the V85 so far. This version is not found in any other Moto Guzzi bike. The engine and the whole frame of the V85 are working in unison, one solid chassis. It's integrated to the engine, so when we're talking about the frame and how the engine behaves like it's part of the frame, helps or contributes to its rigidity. Wheels is 17 and this is 19. So that setup, as I was comparing it with the V7 before, the lower center of gravity with the V7 would offer a kind of grippy handling in the corners. The center of gravity of this one is a bit higher, and you gotta glide into the corners more. That's the characteristic of this whole configuration that we're getting here. LED all the way. Now this is like one of the cool things. When you see this coming towards you, it's impressive. This is the Moto Guzzi Eagle, right? This thing will cut through everything. Inverted forks, Olin shocks, drive shaft. That's what it is. In the world of adventure bikes, there's a certain look, right? But Moto Guzzi being in the world of their own, they said like, we're gonna do things our way and we're gonna make sure that our design stays true to what Moto Guzzi is all about. As you stare at it, all the more the beauty just pops out. The whole classic thing. It's not for everybody in the sense that initially it's going to look like a normal or your conventional adventure bike. But the point here is Moto Guzzi's come up with a really cool classic, and I think this has the potential to be an iconic design as the years come along. So you gotta agree with me, Tim, when you say this is a special bike. And I mean, I've ridden the V7 last year. People call it Moto Guzzi, but I think you gotta pronounce this properly. Say Moto Guzzi. You gotta syllabicate every word.
At 835cc's, this is clearly rated as a middleweight. The all-new air-cooled 90-degree V-twin is what is breathing life to this bike. Alongside its looks, it's screaming, "I'm a Moto Guzzi." I'd say this is the slickest, most refined Moto Guzzi engine to date. We rode a bunch of Moto Guzzis in Mandelo del Ario last year, and this engine is certainly a step up. Pretty linear with 80 horses. Is it a spillover from the V7-3? Not really. Guzzi engineers went for low-profile pistons with titanium intake valves, aluminum rods, modded roller tappets, and an optimized crankshaft. It's a lighter machine. It's got a better rev threshold. Overall, it's just a better engine. For comparison, the V85TT is 100 pounds lighter than the Moto Guzzi Stelvio, and middleweights done right will always be better in terms of handling and getting out there and tackling both off-road and street. So far, for the V85TT, it's doing just that. One of the reasons I got along with the bike quickly was because it was predictable. You can come from a smaller bike and not get shocked, and not get too underwhelmed coming from a more powerful bike. The V85TT delivers power evenly via ride-by-wire. Clutch, it's very kind. Constant pulling in bad traffic won't be an issue. It's got 6 gears, no struggle there at all. You can go in and out, no problem. If you put the trellis frame, the 60.2-inch wheelbase, and 28-degree rake angle in a bike blender, that will produce excellent stability for some urgent cornering. And while you're enjoying those curves, make sure you position your foot accordingly, because I've been scraping mine in the first few turns. It's got a 22-liter tank rated at about 20 plus minus kpl. That's gonna go a long way, about 400 kilometers, so not bad. Gotta hand it to Moto Guzzi. Their integrity and legacy forges on. They put out a bike. Yes, that's Ewan McGregor. They put out an adventure bike with absolute class and pizzazz that's hard to fault. It's rock and roll in a suit and tie. If you want something that's cool and different in this segment, look no further. Moto Guzzi just laid down its cards in the Moto Adventure table, and it's a full house. This is Zach from Makina Moto Features. Ciao.